Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, your founder of CSTGIA, bringing you week 38 of Cyber Resilience 2025. And today, our theme is Insider Threats in the Age of Shadow AI. Today, we're shining a light on one of the most underestimated cyber risks in the AI era, the insider threat amplified by shadow AI. We spent the last few weeks mapping cyber-physical convergence, compound attacks, and the dawn of quantum resilience. But here's the uncomfortable reality. The greatest vulnerabilities are sometimes not in our firewalls, satellites, or supply chains. They're sitting inside our own organizations, well-meaning employees and contractors under pressure, or even trusted partners. And in 2025, generative AI and self-serving digital tools make it easier than ever for insiders to cut corners, bend rules, or even unintentionally open doors for adversaries. So this session is about truth-telling. Shadow AI isn't just a tech challenge, it's a cultural, organizational, and leadership challenge. Because when employees deploy unapproved AI apps, upload sensitive files, or use chatbots to automate without oversight, it doesn't just break compliance, it breaks trust. Trust in data, trust in institutions, trust in leaders. The question in front of us is, are we resilient enough to confront the insider threat in the AI era before it confronts us? So why does this matter so much now? Because we need to move from curiosity to catastrophe, or the world is. In the last 12 months, I've spoken with CISOs, generals, and CEOs. I've actually read their information across many different industries, and the same thing keeps surfacing. Insiders and shadow AI are reshaping the threat landscape. Please go to AFCEA and look up AI, where we study many of the threats stemming from these wonderful new emerging technologies and recommendations for how you can move forward. Here's why urgency matters. Generative AI is everywhere. Employees are not waiting for official approval. They're downloading apps, creating bots, and integrating AI into workflows. One survey found that over 60% of staff admitted to using AI tools at work without telling leadership. That's shadow AI. And what's happening? Well, data leakage is happening in plain sight. Staff paste proprietary source code, customer records, or sensitive memos into public LLMs. Once it is out, it cannot be retrieved. And companies don't just risk their intellectual intellectual property, they risk reputational and regulatory backlash. So what can we do so that AI is the equalizer and not just for our adversaries? It used to take a nation state to weaponize insider threats. Unfortunately, now a mid-level employee with AI can craft flawless phishing, automate malware, or cover their digital tracks. That's a big insider threat. And board level stakes. Regulators and investors now ask, how are you preventing AI misuse by insiders? A vague answer isn't enough. Boards want proof of what you're catching and how you're remediating the risks. The insider threat hasn't vanished in the AI age. It has been supercharged, scaling faster, acting smarter, and blending deeper into daily business operations. So resilience is no longer just about keeping outsiders out. It's about keeping insiders. It's about shining a light on the inside so that you can remediate further risk. What is the anatomy of the AI-driven insider threat? Well, we need to then look at the shadow AI vectors that are occurring in 2025. And so let's unpack a bit about what AI-driven insider risk looks like now. Three dominant patterns are standing out in the research and the ecosystem. One is that AI as a leak, employees feeding sensitive content into chatbots, contracts, patient records, defense specs. Sometimes it's pure laziness. AI can draft this faster. Sometimes it's desperation. Either way, once uploaded, that data may get absorbed into models and surface elsewhere. Think about a competitor querying an LLM and receiving your proprietary phrasing back. AI as a weapon. The insider isn't just leaking data, they're weaponizing tools. Disgruntled staff using AI to write polymorphic malware, auto-generate spear phishing, or manipulate data flows. These aren't elite hackers. They're ordinary employees with extraordinary new capabilities. Lastly, AI as cover. Shadow AI often looks like productivity, an internal app built by a team to speed up tasks. But beneath the surface, it's bypassing security checks, skipping encryption, or even exfiltrating information. Leaders mistake efficiency for innovation until regulators or adversaries reveal the true cost. The challenge, AI-driven insider incidents rarely look like breaches at first. They look like business as usual until they aren't. So what is the defense stack for insider AI risks? We need to move from policy to practice. How do resilient organizations respond to this prolific new attack area? Not by panic, but by clarity, layered defenses, and a deep culture of uncovering and eradication. So 5 practices for 2025. First, AI governance guardrails. Drafting policies are not enough. Organizations need AI firewalls, technical guardrails that prevent sensitive data uploads, detect prompt injection, and enforce role-aware access. Secondarily, oversight dashboards. Deploy AI usage logs that track queries, overrides, and operator rationale. Transparency changes behaviors. If employees know AI activity is monitored, misuse ultimately drops. Adaptive microlearning. Annual security training won't cut it. Push bite-sized, role-aware nudges at the moment of risk. Example, when an employee tries to paste customer data into ChatGPT, a pop-up reminds them of their compliance requirements. Behavioral or even more so, it automatically reports what's happening. Behavioral analytics. Insider threat programs must evolve. AI should flag unusual prompts, repeated uploads, or anomalous access. Pair technical baselines with human analysis. Lastly, zero trust plus human trust. Rotate out high-risk credentials. Monitor privileged users, but also invest in culture because disengaged employees are the ones most likely to seek shortcuts or sabotage. Do you know which AI tools your employees are already using? And if not, how will you find out before regulators or adversaries do? So let's cue some global snapshots, some real world lessons that are occurring in 2025 and prior. Healthcare in 2025, clinicians used an unapproved AI to summarize patient records. What happened? Well, HIPAA violations surfaced when fragments of protected data appeared in external systems. Fallout, a regulatory probe, shaken patient trust, and a 2-week freeze on digital operations. Recovery required a rapid response fusion team, AI usage dashboards, and retraining 4,000 clinicians in under 2 weeks. Finance 2024. An investment analyst used ChatGPT to auto-generate client memos. Sensitive market positions were inadvertently exposed. The institution lost $30 million in credibility-driven withdrawals. Lessons. Shadow AI doesn't just leak data, it leaks confidence. And lastly, energy in 2023 and 2024. Engineers created their own AI chatbot to manage turbine maintenance logs. Unencrypted data, including critical infrastructure schematics, was left exposed. Lesson: shadow AI tools can become the soft underbelly of national security. So what are the patterns across all of these cases? Well, that shadow AI incidents are not isolated. They compound risks across all sectors. They erode trust not only in systems, but in leadership and organizational accountability. So what do we need to do? Well, our leadership imperative for 2025 and beyond is trust by design. This brings us to a very important question. Why should executives and senior leaders care? Ultimately, because resilience is no longer just a compliance checkbox. It is a leadership differentiator. When employees, customers, or regulators ask, "Can I trust this leader to make the right call?" your response defines your brand. So executives must lead with integrity. Say what you'll do, then show the proof. Transparency wins in the long run. Designed for trust. Embed accountability into AI systems from day one. Model the behavior. If leadership uses shadow AI tools, staff will too. Walk the talk. Bottom line is that resilience starts at the top. Leaders who ignore shadow AI risk will find themselves managing crises instead of opportunities. So this week's drill challenge is to shine a light on shadow AI. This week's challenge is practical. Map the shadows. Identify one workflow in your organization where shadow AI might be hiding. Sales proposals, healthcare records, legal drafts. Run a tabletop exercise. Ask, what if an insider leaked data here, accidentally or intentionally? What's the cascading crap effect that's going to occur across our organization? Micro-learning prototype. Draft a one-sentence nudge you'll send employees to reduce that risk. Example: remember, uploading customer files to external AI tools violates data policy and puts trust at risk. Report to leadership. Share one finding with your board, CISO, or your leadership team. Shine the light. Lastly, post your insights under hashtag #CyberResilience2025. Let's learn together and remediate those risks, because we do not have to do this in isolation. So in closing, cyber resilience equals trust inside out. Here's the truth to carry you into your next week. The perimeter is porous. The enemy may already have a badge and a laptop. AI magnifies insider threats. Shadow AI makes small shortcuts into big vulnerabilities. And lastly, trust is the new firewall. If you build a culture where trust and accountability thrive, insiders become your strongest defense, not your weakest link. Leaders who treat insider AI risk as central, not peripheral, will stand apart, not just for preventing breaches, but for strengthening credibility with employees, customers, and society. I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, and this has been week 38 of Cyber Resilience 2025, Protecting What Matters. Next week, we'll move into AI augmented incident response, faster, smarter, and still human-led. Until then, shine a light on the shadows, invest in trust, and as always, stay sharp, stay sovereign, and stay resilient.